doing like a whole month of work, and then they're on holiday, so which is good. They deserve some time off. Then setting in the fridge so I can take some pics. Oh, lovely. Yes, I'd love to see pictures when they're done. That's a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed the heck out of it, but it shouldn't necessarily be to live life. Yeah. Nothing like 5 weapons offense in 2 blocks. God. But overworking healthcare workers is such a stupid thing and it ticks me off so much. It is. It's bad. And also, like, the pay for what they do, awful. It's generally awful. Like, we're very lucky that my mum is at a position where she is able to earn like a little bit more, but like, it's terrible. It's terrible. The hours, the stuff that you're expected to do, and like the thing is as well, obviously you have to be very well trained. You have to do like a lot of stuff like that. But it's also, there's so much pressure on you to be correct every single day. Like on the 111 lines, if you're wrong, if you make the wrong call, someone could die. Every single call. So you have people's life in your hands constantly. And like the mental pressure of those kind of jobs of like, you can't be wrong. You cannot make a mistake. It's awful. And like, you hear about it, because again, I have a few family members and friends who work in the healthcare system, like very wonderful people, incredibly selfless, who just like want other people to be okay and to make a positive difference. They're wonderful people, every single one of them. I couldn't do it. Like literally, hearing the stories they tell of like, you know, somebody making one wrong call and it leading to disaster, it's awful. It's terrible. And like, I feel like you should be paid extra just for that. Just for like that, yeah. And also because it is a job that I think not everyone has the emotional availability to do or capability to do. I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with that pressure every single day. Like, I just couldn't. I know I'd crack and I'd make mistakes, and you can't afford to make mistakes when it's with people's lives. Oh dear. I worked in a hospital lab for a year and I'm still recovering from the emotional event. Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh dear, the pressure to be correct make people screw up and it's counterproductive. Yeah, it's like so much pressure. And like the long shifts, because like, you know, if you're on call and you're going into a hospital and working on call, you could be there for 3 days straight and like you just sleep there. And that's normal. It's normal to literally go to work for 3 days and sleep there and just be on call for 3 days in like an A&E unit. That's normal. It's just normal. That's just what people do. How are you expected to be like at the top of your game on your 3rd day? Like, but that's normal. It doesn't break any laws because they sleep between them, so they're not working for 12 hours. But yeah, although I do think many of them do. It's understaffed. God, yeah. I could talk about that all day, honestly. It's because I have family and friends who work in it, so you see that the way they're treated in the system, and you're like, ugh. Like, I just want you guys to be able to be paid for like the incredible hard work that you do. Oh dear, because I wouldn't want to. I don't even necessarily want to change the way that they work, because if they enjoy it, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I'm not going to say it's always healthy, but like, okay. But at the very least, you should be paid a lot for it. And you should get good holiday, because you need time away from that. But the people, the high pressure, the great people meanies, terrible, yeah. Bleh. Terrible, gross, how dare they? I think that's the other thing is I take it personally, because I have family and friends who work in the system. I'm like, I'm taking it very personally if you don't treat them well, because those are my friends and family. And so if you treat them like hot garbage, I'm gonna be like, oi, 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 oi. That's my family, stop that. Or it's my friend, stop that. Oh dear. I mean, the one that really gets me, do you want a quick rant? Do you want a little ranty stream? Because there's one that really gets me. So in the UK, as far as therapy goes, we offer what's it called? Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Yeah, that's what we offer, which is like an 8-week course that everyone can go on. It's very not specified. Some people, it goes really well and it works really well, but because it's really non-specific and they use it for everything, it doesn't help a lot of people. If you want to go to long-term therapy, you pay for that. But not only that, the therapist who you will have has had to pay for the entirety of their training and doesn't get paid by the government like every other doctor and nurse in the UK. So normally if you train as a doctor or nurse, you'll be paid by the government. If you train as a therapist, specifically a psychotherapist is what you're looking at, so therapists that do like long-term therapy with people, you will not be paid by the government, which means you set your own prices, which means you are pretty much unavailable to the majority of the working class because we can't afford you. And it's not your fault, it's literally the system. Yeah. So only people that can afford it are people in financially very stable conditions. The other thing is the only people that can afford to become psychotherapists are people who are financially stable, who normally are from middle to upper class, because there is no grants and bursaries to become a psychotherapist in the UK, which means you have to pay entirely out of pocket for it. And with that being the case, it means you have to pay like upfront like 60 grand kind of thing, at least. And yeah, most people can't afford that for training for a job that they won't even have like consistent pay, because you're basically training to be self-employed because, yeah, you know, the government's not paying you. So, which means you get to a position where all of the long-term therapists in the UK are people that won't necessarily understand the problems their clients are having if they're working class. Not that that matters, because working class people can't afford it anyway. There you go. There's part of my rant. It really bothers me. It really bothers me the way that it's treated. Because lots of people are saying mental health first. Like, you know, the government will make posters saying how important mental health is and to look after yourself. But will they do any grants